Hi guys, welcome back to my yearly update of my home in Kenya. So I normally make a video this time of the year, April or May, and right now it is May, and the place is green, as you can see behind me. We have had it was 2 months ago it started to rain, so to break the drought, and we had good rains the last 1 week or something like that. It hasn't rained, but the place is really green. So I want to show you some update, what we're up to. So one thing we have added this year is goats. They're doing really well. The grazing field is now very green. We have also tried to plow the land for the first time in 7 years. We are getting very good results now from maize, as you can see here, and then beans. And we plowed twice, and so far we don't have much weeds and the things are coming up well. So we have different kind of grazing areas. This one was very much grazed last year, but this place wasn't so much grazed. And there are some old grass here, whereby we do cut them slowly but sure in this small area to use for mulching in different ways now. So you can see here we are cutting grass, and new grass coming up. This grass needs to be cut as well because it has become old. So when you go down, you can see it has old grass in it. So last year it didn't grow very tall grass. The grass didn't grow very tall because we only received like 2 months of rain. And then we have the area next to the house where we have fruits. It's doing better. And one observation I want to share with you is these trees. I've grown them from seed, and they have some years. But what we have learned is fertility really matters. So these trees are now very much bigger, and they were planted later than the other ones. They're coming up with a lot of speed because here we have put manure, and here we also have some water. There's some water that goes to a tank, but when the tank fills, it goes to the shamba. Then there's another water coming from the other shamba up to this side. So we are learning actually that time is not all that important, but water and manure is very important. So because I've seen it's important to have more manure and water, I'm using this road. This road have a lot of excess water. What we are doing, we're diverting the water from the road into the land. So from this side, there is a runoff. There is a road there, runoff coming this way. There is a road over there, runoff coming this way. And then there's a church with runoff. So the runoff might be on approximately maybe 10 acres. And then we've been concentrating on the upper catchment. And here it comes with a lot of force. You can see it even brings stones inside and pushes this sand. And then we are redirecting it into a grazing field, and then down near to the house, like that. So first the water slows down on this grazing area, and if there's a lot of water it continues coming this side, coming to other fence, and then it follows this side. Then the water goes into this shamba for trees and fruits. So this is now my fruit forest. So the water comes with speed and then it slows down here. So for the last 2 months we have had some 6 times it has rained big enough to come here, but we only captured the last 3 of them. The first 3 we have been trying to dig to get that water here, and now eventually we got it, and it has really changed this place. So for 3 times it has flooded all this area, and the trees are changing and the things growing here are coming with speed. And these are the amaranths, the amaranths and the grasses, and they're very, very big and very healthy. So we think now with this new feature we'll really be able to change the landscape of this place. So we're doing a lot of concentration in this area, and it's not very big. It is like 500 square meters, the size of a plot, eighth of an acre actually. So this has really changed. And then we put a lot of manure inside here from decomposting of cactus and goat manure. When you mix the two, you get a very, very nice compost. So we're using this wild amaranth for vegetable, and then we get also wild tomato, the cherry tomatoes, and then we are planting some skumawiki, skumawikis young. Then we have a lot of support trees, and we have other kind of skumawiki that are perennial. We have avocado trees. We have some mangold, although they call it spinach here. And then I mulch mostly where I've been walking. One, to show where I'm walking, and secondly, to when it rains, we get that very wet soil, muddy soil, so it helps that type. So you can see it's really nice. We have some physalis here growing, leucaena, ravelia, castor oil. We have the mulberry, a few years now old. We have the avocado, like 2 years old. We have bananas. We have papaya, and we also have a few matunadam, although and they are not very happy in this place, but they are coming up. So we've been removing weeds, putting them where we walk, putting them on fruits, and then we plant some new spinaches inside and other things and other trees. So this is really where we put our focus to produce fruits and food for goats actually. So this support species like Hispania, very nice support species, and it's also food for our goats. The mulberry is a very nice fruit for the kids. You can see here. It's also a very nice food for goats. This Croton megalocarpus is a very nice tree for shade, creating a forest. And again, we use it for food for goats during drought. So we get our own foods. Chilies are doing well. Even this macaw is another support species here that grows quick, creates some shade. It's also food for goats. So we get some grass. It's also food for our goats. So that's actually really the design here. And where we have had time, we have been able to clear some areas, plant some new trees. And you see now how it looks. And the other areas, we have the grazing during this time. So what we do, we tie them to eat the grass, and in the morning they only eat grass, in the evening they eat grass and the acacia trees. And then they are tied, we might bring some of this croton and some of the castor oil, and then they will eat a few leaves. And then in the evening we give them a stronger food. And the stronger food is the pruning from this forest, whereby we take a few leaves from macaw, take a few leaves of Hispania, take a few leaves of gravelia. We can even take a few leaves from bananas. Can take a few leaves from the mulberry and the leucaena, even some seeds from leucaena, and even some weeds from here, and even some pruning from physalis. They love that one. And you will find when we do that, they're very, very strong, those guys. Yeah. So what we have realized, when we give them this balanced diet, they're very strong. They don't have much issues. For now, since we took them in January, now it's May, since we have been purely organic. And the things we have been buying from outside is just a few things for support. And most of them are just local herbs, like the acacia nilotica seeds, the Mycena africana seeds. So those things are for deworming. And Psidia arabica we're using for spraying for loisusu. So those things are really doing well. So far we are improving life here. Surely, but steady but surely. We are getting some vegetables here. We are getting some fruits, bananas, papaya, passion. We are getting some physalis, some chili. So with time, this place is improving, really improving. And at the same time, we are putting less effort. And during drought, we are not watering. So those things that survive, they survive. The other things, we plant them again. And we are seeing with time, more things are surviving, more things are coming up. Like this things, leucaena, it's planting itself. You can see here. So we are getting now a forest by itself. The same with castor is planting itself. The same with this, the Spania is planting itself. So those are the things I do. And like this place where we put a lot of croton, we're now getting a nice shaded place. And starting to be a forest. So those are the main updates. Then the goat has been a really nice feature for us. So far these goats, we have 2 of them that are milking. And what we have seen is that it can give somewhere 1 to 2 liters per goat in surplus. And these goats are a mixed breed, a local one and the one for milk. So it's really nice. And we have a 2-acre land that we have improved the grazing. And you cannot compare our place with outside. Here there's a lot of grass, and outside it's not a lot of grass actually. So, and this, then we got these acacias. They have also come since we fenced this place and developed it. So now, slowly but sure, life is becoming easier here. As we can get more things from our shamba, more foods, even firewoods. Even these trees are nice firewood. So we get firewood because we prune the trees, and then they dry the branches. So yeah, we are now in our 7th year. So 2017 was when we fenced, and 2019 was when we built this house. And after building the house, when we started planting trees. So with time, things are becoming better because of management and design. We don't have a water source. We rely on the water from the roof of this house, and all the rainwater. So the water from the road, it helps us a lot. The swales we have been building here, catchments, manure that we have added to the soil. Those are the things now that makes a difference with time. So yeah, I think that's it. Hope you learned something new. Talk to you next time.